Good morning and welcome to the daily devotion from Stirling Baptist Church, where every day we are turning our focus toward God as members of our church bring us reflections on His goodness. For more information about Stirling Baptist Church, go to stirlingbaptist.org, and you're welcome to get in touch with us through our Facebook page or by emailing us at admin@stirlingbaptist.co.uk.
Hello, I'm Alasdair and I'm married to Jennifer, and we have two children, Sonia and Douglas, and two grandchildren, Martha and Caleb. You may have seen me around the church. What I want to talk to you and have a chat with you about today is accounting in both senses of that word. The first one is numbers. We on a daily basis hear numbers, tragic numbers of people who have died from the virus and all sorts of other statistical information. It's very easy to get lost in these, the numbers, but I want to talk about one aspect of this, and it is that you count. You are an individual. You are important to God. And I want to read Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 when it says, "Let us make man in our image." To me, this says that we have a very special relationship to God, that God is our creator. So you count, you are special to God, and that should be the most important thing in your life. That you are a unique, human being. We are all unique. So, do not let anybody in your life say that you're not special to God. You are. Whatever your circumstances, and people go through trials in their lives, and we all have our ups and downs, just remember that fact. That you count to God, you are important to God. So, if you are important to God, if we're all important to God, and if we count, what does that mean about our relationship to everybody else? And by everybody else, I mean 7.8 billion people in the world. That is a number that isn't easy to get the head around. It's a big number. But we need to remember and live our lives with the fact that these people, everybody counts. And we read in Galatians chapter 3 verse 28, there is neither Jew or Greek, slave or free, male or female, for you all are one in Christ Jesus. So what this says to us is, we are all important to God. We all have that relationship to God, and through His Son, Jesus. This talks to me about status. The only status in our lives that we need to think about is that relationship to God. Not that relationship to everybody else. So it's not important to God the house we live in, the car we drive, or any other aspects of our lives. The important thing to God is that we count to Him and we are important to Him, and everybody else counts to Him. So another statistic, a number is the number of 22,000 people who die every day from starvation. That is a very alarming number, but each one of these count to God. So what can we do in our lives to make sure that these people count to us? So I'm going to suggest that in our church, in our country, and in our world, we reflect on our lifestyles. We reflect on what we do which affects everybody else. So we can look at the food we eat, the clothes we wear, for example. So there is enough food in the world for everybody, and yet people are starving. The food is eaten in excess by people in our part of the world, and even thrown out. We need to look at the food we eat. Perhaps we need to look at the clothes we wear. There is a statistic that there's enough garments in the world to clothe everybody 6 times. But I suspect a lot of them are in our wardrobes unworn. So what does this mean for us, and what action can we take? So I would suggest that we all have a personal reflection, a church reflection, and we get involved in our country's reflection and the world's reflection on what we can now do to ensure that those people who count to God count to us as well.